Good morning, good afternoon, good night even, and thanks so much to everyone who's joining us today from various parts of the world. I'd like to welcome you to this webinar, Nature-Based Solutions, an important management tool or flavor of the month, which is graciously organized by the World Water Quality Alliance Ecosystems Workstream. I'll share some quick opening remarks to set this webinar in context. With the work of the Alliance and also touching upon UNEP's broader work relating to freshwater quality. And just by way of an introduction to the World Water Quality Alliance, this represents a voluntary, flexible, and global multi-stakeholder network that advocates the central role of freshwater quality in achieving prosperity and sustainability. It provides a participatory platform for water quality assessment and identification and upscaling of solution to fill data gaps on water quality and water quality issues, and has a special emphasis on the involvement of all parts of society, local communities, younger generations, the research community, policymakers on water quality issues. We work as a genuine partnership convened by UNEP, and there are several work streams convened under the Alliance that represent the multidisciplinary platform it convenes, from citizen science to social engagement, to plastics, groundwater, and of course ecosystems, which gathers before us today to bring you some exciting presentations on nature-based solutions in lakes, and who have produced and launched the white paper, Embedding Lakes into the Global Sustainability Agenda last year. Which we'll be sharing, of course, the link to. And just to mention also that UNEP hosts the United Nations Environment Assembly, UNEA, which many of you may have heard of. UNEA has just concluded its 6th session last month. And again, UNEA is the world's highest level decision-making body for matters related to the environment. It has a universal membership of all the 193 member states and sets the global environment agenda, provides overarching policy guidance, defines policy responses to address emerging and of course, very many existing environmental challenges. And again, this is another forum for fostering partnerships for achieving environmental goals and resource mobilization, which are negotiated together with all of the member states. So again, I would like to flag, again, quite briefly here, some of the recent UNEA resolutions as the ones that most closely relate to the topic of this webinar, namely lakes, nature-based solutions, and water pollution. And so most recently at the 6th session of UNEA, we had a water resolution, as it's called. The full name is Effective and Inclusive Solutions for Strengthening Water Policies to Achieve Sustainable Development in the Context of Climate Change, Biodiversity Loss, and Pollution, which really recognizes the need for more data on water quality and the need for, among others, involving local communities and indigenous peoples into the kind of management of water resources and generating data on water quality, water management, etc. At the 5th session of UNEA, which took place in 2022, there were a set of, in particular, 3 resolutions that touch very closely on the topic that we'll be discussing today, which is sustainable nitrogen management, which encourages UN member states to accelerate their action in the significant reduction of nitrogen waste by 2030 with national action plans supported by UNEP. And again, of course, this touches on lakes again very much, and we're going to look at even some of the work that can help reduce nitrogen going into lakes. We also had the Sustainable Lake Management Resolution, which requests all member states to protect, conserve, restore, and ensure sustainable use of lakes, as well as calling on UNEP to advance mainstreaming and collaboration and facilitation to take action on lakes, of course, which is part of this webinar and our work with the ecosystems work stream of the Alliance contributes to. And finally, there's a dedicated resolution on nature-based solutions for supporting sustainable development. And this actually defines the concept of nature-based solutions as actions to protect, conserve, restore, sustainably use and manage natural or modified terrestrial, freshwater, coastal and marine ecosystems, and calls for more collaboration and resources on nature-based solutions. So again, very strongly linking in to the theme of today's webinar. So with that, And again, of course, there's an original solution from resolution from the third session of UNEA on addressing water pollution to protect and restore water-related ecosystems, which recognizes very much that water is essential for human health, from terrestrial, coastal, and marine resources, and ecosystem functioning and services, and calls on more work to assess its quality on a global level and help build capacities of member states to also ensure they can assess water quality. So there's a lot of kind of global decisions taken at this level. And with that, I would like to hand back to Konstantina so she can introduce our speakers of the day and the exciting topics that we'll be discussing. Thank you very much.